Okay, here it is. Turned on. Camera's turned on. Here we are. New vehicle. Same parking spot. We are at. Alright. Okay, so today is Monday, September 15th, 2025. We are at the Imperial it's the Imperial Activity Center trailhead. Here's that caboose right there. So we're heading towards the tunnel. Well, so I was at this trailhead, I'm going to guess maybe 3 weeks ago. And I looked it up, but anyway, I went the other direction towards Santiago. I think during that one I was talking about in the future when I get the new car, I'll probably be sticking to the paved surfaces for, at least for the first couple of months in these trailheads. I just don't want to get it car all beat up and dirty and stuff. It's already gotten dirty. Got the vehicle 2 weeks ago. It's already dirty. There's nothing you can do about that. Unless you never used it. Keep it all locked up. Anyway, it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on the trail. Had some crappy weeks, man. Some really bad, depressing, political violence and violence in general, all these videos. All right, well, there's that. I'm not going to even talk about that. There's this fence right here. I love that fence. There's another one there. Old time fence. So there was that video of that woman getting killed on the subway in Charlotte. And there was Charlie Kirk. And there was 9/11. I don't know, it's been a rough couple weeks. I'll get back out into nature right now. Man, can you believe it's already September? So the first time I was on this trail in 2025, going in this direction, was March. We had a good weather day. That's 6 months ago already. More than 6 months. That was like March 4th or 5th. This is September 15th already. Damn. Summer went by fast. There was a lot of time at the beginning of the summer where the weather wasn't too good. It was cold and rainy. Then all of a sudden, immediately it spiked up in June. Mid-June maybe, late June, and spiked up and got this heat wave. I don't know. I feel like I didn't take advantage of the good weather days this year. Well, at least now I got my new vehicle. I like it. It drives very differently than the Blazer, that's for sure. Even though it's a little larger than the Blazer and it's about, similar size and width, maybe a little less in width, height about the same, it feels more nimble. It doesn't feel bulky or, I don't know how to explain it, but the steering, for example, the steering is very agile, very nimble. The Blazer seemed like it was a little stiff maybe, or slow to respond. The steering, I don't know. I like this vehicle. The only thing is, I really wish I had a V6. But this has decent horsepower. Nothing like that smooth V6 though. When I first got that Blazer back from the hail damage on June 13th, think about that. That's already 3 months ago. When I first got that back, I felt like, wow, this is like a brand new car. Felt like it was brand new again. Everything's, and then plus having that V6 again, it's like, wow, this is great. Maybe I'll keep it. Then after a couple weeks, I'm like, no, I want to go back to the way I was thinking before and get back out there and look at those vehicles and basically make up your mind on what you want. So I spent probably about a month thinking it over. Hi. I think I spent like a month and a half, well, maybe 5 weeks or so, mulling it over, thinking about, starting from scratch, looking at everything. Came to the conclusion that this was the one, this Lexus. Then it was a matter of finding one. And finally, by the end of July, got this one on order. And then picked it up on September 1st. It's different driving this 4-cylinder turbo. That's the thing I'm a little worried about. Is it going to last? Am I going to beat it up or something, or hurt it? Make it malfunction? I'm trying not to do anything crazy, not like starting out real fast. I'm just kind of like one of those old dudes on the road, driving real slow. And they talk about letting your car warm up. I never really thought about this stuff too much before. I get in that 6-cylinder, I just start it up. A few seconds later, I'd pull out. This one, they're saying, well, let it warm up a little, minute or two. Then when you're coming back, oh, don't be revving it too much, because you gotta let it, there's a cool down process. I'm like, oh man, this is a little bit more involved. Hi. Holy fuck, that guy came really close. He was gonna hit me or some shit. Jesus. Stay in your lane, buddy. What the fuck? So think about last year. The last day I was out on the trail was Election Day, November 5th, 2024. And I was on this exact portion right here before the weather turned to crap. Then it was like, let's see, December, March. 4 months later, March 2025, I was on this trail. Now it's 6 months later from that. At least now I feel a lot more secure having a new vehicle. My vehicle was good condition, low mileage, but I was always worried like something was going to break down. I remember thinking that when I first retired and I was driving all over the place. I'm like, I probably should, lay back a little bit. Don't go on so many trips, because the vehicle's getting older. And it's like, Jesus, you gotta enjoy it. The end result is I had less than 72,000 miles in 6 years. Average probably like 11,000 something per year. But it was a roller coaster up and down. First year was a huge amount, like 20,000 miles. At least 25, maybe, at least 20. Then after that, it dropped way down to like 7,000 during COVID. I picked up again when I retired. I was driving all over the place. So for that first year of retirement, it was up to like close to 15,000 per year that year. But then it went back down, probably like 8,000 maybe in the last couple of years. Because all I've been doing is going to these trailheads. I quit driving all over and I just drive to the trailhead. So it's a lot of driving, but it's not like long distances. Well, it's hot out here today. Hi. So these videos are going to be boring. It's just going back to the same places. I don't know. I just want to keep the car in nice condition for a little while, you know. It's like when you wash your car and you put that tire black on and all that stuff, you get your car all nice and pristine. You don't want to be driving around on some dirt roads right away. You want to keep it pristine. I hate that intersection. Well, my new vehicle has a very similar color to my old one, and it has a similar size and shape, length, width, and height. Yeah, height. Length is a little longer in the Blazer, just a little bit. Hi. So length is about maybe an inch longer than the Blazer. Width is about an inch shorter than the Blazer. Height is about the same as the Blazer. Similar shape to it, the way the roof line is. And the color looks very close. So for a moment, you see a car parked there, you say, oh, that's that guy's car, he has the same car. Meanwhile, it's different. It's brand spanking new, baby. Hi. Let's think about, it was only 2 short years ago that I started going on this trail. It was like September 1 of 2023. Then I got that bike about September 16th or 15th or 16th of 2023. And here we are in 2025. September 15th. So for these first couple of weeks that I've had this vehicle, I start taking all these longer trips again. It's kind of like going out on a roller coaster ride again. You know, so I went up north, I went south down towards Wheeling. Another day I went south down to Morgantown. Another day I was up in Grove City. And then I looked down and said, oh boy, I'm putting all these miles on. Now I'm on a paved surface. We had a string of cooler weather in the last couple weeks. But now it's back to this heat. It's going to be in the 80s. Probably already is in the 80s now, today. Now check out those leaves over there. That one tree over there is all nice and yellow and orange. Okay. Yes, you're seeing like either all green or over there it's like it's almost like dead looking, the leaves on that straight ahead of me. Here comes some emergency vehicle. Yeah, that first day back on the trail, 2025, March, that's when they had those tons of emergency vehicles going down here. Then that cop goes on to the trail. Cop rides his vehicle from the McLaren trailhead all the way down here through the tunnel. Still can't figure out why he did that. What does it accomplish? Because everyone else went the other way. And you could go back that way. You could go back and go on Cliff Mine Road over here. You don't need to go down this trail. So I don't know what the hell that guy did. I've been watching all those videos about these tragedies, and that's got me down, you know. I gotta get out of that. I gotta quit watching that stuff. There's that old time fence right here. See, what I like about these is it's like beat up, rustic looking. That's a real short one. Like I said, I didn't take advantage as much, like in August especially, of these going on these trails, because that was really crazy. I was trying not to put any miles on my vehicle. It's really hard to do when you're forced to, like, you're saying, oh, I'm going to limit the mileage. Like, holy crap. Just going to the store and driving locally puts a lot of miles on it. So for a month, the month of August, kind of didn't do too much. Huh. Now comes September, and I started driving all over the place. Instead of going to the trails, I was going for these long rides. I had that pent up inside me. I hadn't done that since late 2022. I sure like this paved trail. Where was that sign at? Did I pass it? Yeah, I think I did pass it. I wasn't paying attention. It's probably over here. Oh, here it is. Oh, wait, no. It was right. Oh, there it is. It's knocked down. See, look. They were clearing this out. Look at this. And boom, they hit that and knocked that sign down. There are bats nearby. They had to fix that. They fucked that up, man. It looks like crap anyway. Oh, they didn't need to do that. Even though the sign's knocked down, there are still bats nearby. I bet. Hi. Now, here's the tunnel, straight ahead. The sound carries. You can hear that person on the other side of the tunnel talking like they're right in front of me. It'll be nice and cool right here. And here's that sign talking about the condemned property. We got smiley face. Dragon.
My big legs. That's what I was for.
Hi.
That's what I was thinking. I was just.
Hi. The man in the tunnel. When you talk, I'm not whispering now. When you talk in this thing, it amplifies like a megaphone. You can hear everything that lady's saying. I'm sure she can hear me now. I'm whispering. Wow, look up there. Boy, that looks like it's pretty bait. Let's go ahead and do some internet video. Right up there. That's looking pretty big. First selfie of the day. Can't see me too good there, the shadow on my face. This is a little bit better. There's my shadow, and then there's me. Me and my shadow. Done. Man, I spent a lot of money recently. Figure I got that new television. Not because I wanted to. I mean, the damn Sony failed. It's only not even 3 years old and it failed. It died. And it was not repairable. So it's like, well, got to shell out and buy a whole new one. So there's that. I got the new vehicle. That's that. That was a big one. And then I said, what the hell? I pre-ordered an iPhone, a new iPhone. Okay, so we're at the other end of the tunnel now. There's the sign. Enlow tunnel. Bored through the hillside, 1926. That's the year my dad was born, 1926. Cool. And let's take a small break. And I'm not going to go down here too far. I've got 1.5 miles. So that's a good distance for turning around and going back. It'll be 3. I'm also going to drink water. Oh, geez, here we go. Here we go. I almost thought I couldn't open that. I can see fish down in there. Let me. Do not drop that phone. Hi. So, I'm not like one of those people that gets a new iPhone every year or every 2 years. You know, there's people that do that. They're always getting a new iPhone, trading their old one in and getting a new one. I don't do that. I wait. I kept them all for like 5 years. So, first one I had in 2010. Got a new one in 2015. That was my second. I got a third one in 2020. And this is 2025. I'm getting another one. It's coming out this next Friday. This Friday, the 19th. Pre-ordered. So for this one I got right here, right? This is an iPhone 12 Pro Max. Bought in 2020. A new one's going to be an iPhone 17 Pro Max. Now let's do some more of these selfies in here. There's the bright light on the spotlight. Shadow. There we go. That was stupid. I was doing all these poses and I didn't even have it on. Alright, let's start this over again. Okay, done. I don't even need the new iPhone. This phone works perfectly, right? It's a 12 Pro Max. It's got everything I need. The camera's not bad. It's like, it's in 5 years, and what the hell? I'm in this mode of spending money, so I might as well go ahead. It's kind of stupid, really. The other thing is, you can't get the red cases, at least from Apple. And the phone colors I got orange this year. That's like the hot new color, the orange. So I got an orange, and then got one of those orange cases coming. And a clear case coming. So we'll see. It doesn't go, I got red. Look, I got a red watch band. Red car. So I was almost tempted to buy something like a silver phone, because I'm gonna get, I was gonna get a case anyway and cover the back, so it didn't really matter what color it was, and then see if I could find a decent third-party red cover because I love red, right? Obviously, I love red. There's red on this watch, right? And then there's a red band. Then there's a red iPhone cover. The iPhone itself is like a blackish color. This one. But I love but you know, it's not going to go, like, the orange is not going to go with my car. So, I don't know. It did what it did. I'm getting it. I'm looking forward to, like, the new camera feed. You figure, this is 2020, and this is 2020 technology. In 5 years, they've really improved those cameras. And now that I'm out here doing all this filming, I'm looking forward to that. But quite frankly, if you answer, the truth is, I don't need a new phone. I just did it because it's cool. Let's say the time I needed a new phone was back in, I had that first phone was in 2010, and it was this small, it's a 3, I think it was a 3S or something like that, 3GS. So this 3G network was really slow, and it was like the 3S model, and that's when you started needing a new phone after a few years, because it was getting really slow. Calls are dropped, and you're driving, like say, especially when you're driving in a car, it would just drop out. So I waited long enough. I waited till like 2015 to buy a new phone. I got the 6. Was that a 6 Plus or a 6? It was the 6. It was the high-end one. It was either 6S or 6 Plus, one of those. It was about the same size as this. And that was a marked improvement over that other one. And it was on like the 4G LTE, whatever network. Then, again, in 2020, I didn't need it, but I said I'm buying one anyway. So I bought a new phone in 2020. That's what this is. It's the 12 Pro Max. Now I'm going to get 17 Pro Max. And you know, 12 Pro Max, or 12 anything, is ancient history in Apple world. It's only 5 years ago. But when you go online and you're looking for cases and all that, and you're looking up things, they don't hardly talk about the 12 anymore. It's like, my goodness, what are you doing? You still have a 12? You know, it's a big racket that they started. And everybody is brainwashed into thinking you got to get a new phone every year or two. There's absolutely no reason for it. When they start degrading the performance on the older phones on purpose, that's when you're sort of forced into buying a new one. But right now, everything works perfectly on this one. I'm going to miss this red. Okay? I'm going to look like an idiot having red and then orange. Orange is the new red. You know, I thought, well, maybe they'll have, red cases. Apple, that is. They don't. They didn't. Now, you can buy third-party cases. And you can buy red. But I thought, well, that's all right. What the hell is that? I keep getting these messages. I don't know. The funny thing about these phones is magically you start getting some notifications out of nowhere. Like, where in the hell is this? I don't remember setting anything. I don't remember requesting anything. Then you start getting used to it. And all of a sudden one day it stops. You're like, gee, I realized I didn't get any notifications. What the hell's going on? You realize, you poke deeper and deeper and you figure out, oh, somehow it got turned off. On all these different sites that I was getting notifications, now I didn't get any notifications. Well, the notifications are kind of a pain in the butt. So you go in there and pick and choose. Because who cares? Who cares about these mindless things that they send? But for some reason, a lot of them got turned off like 2 weeks ago. So I had to go in there poking around trying to figure out where all the settings are. I'm sure that's going to be a nightmare when I get this new phone. Making sure you have everything set the way you want. Yeah, I hope I didn't make a mistake getting that. I wanted to get a new one, just because it's like every 5 years. Say, oh, 5 years, stick with that. But I don't really like the orange that much compared to red. But I didn't really like the silver and blue and whatever else was there. So orange is vivid, it'll stand out for a while. So now I gotta go get an orange car. And an orange watch and a watch band. Hi. Yeah, I looked already. I figured maybe I'll get a new watch and a watch band that's orange to match my phone, but they didn't have anything that matched. Claren Road. I always got with every phone I've got, I always got either a purple case or a red one. That 10 years ago, 2015, that iPhone 6 Plus or whatever, 6S, I had 3 or 4 different cases for that. I was trying different things. Then with this iPhone 12 Pro Max, I started out with like a purplish one, but it was kind of like dull. I thought it was going to be cool, like purple, but no, it wasn't. It was like a darkish purple. It wasn't even bright, vivid or anything. Then I still have these, they had a clear one, but eventually I got the red. In 2023 I got this this watch, red one. So the actual watch has a red rim around, and then I got the red band. But now they don't have any orange phones. They don't even have any red anymore. These red colors they had were called product red. And there was some, it contributed to some fund. I don't know, like Free the Slaves or some shit. I don't know what it was. But you don't see any more of that stuff on their website anymore. Anymore. I said that twice. Now what's happening is my feet are getting all dusty. Shoes. So I'm getting back in that brand new car. Be tracking in all this dust. Good thing it's not mud. Like I said, this car, the best it ever was going to be was in that first day and second day, September 1 and 2. And after that, it's got miles on it, and it's got dirty now. Comes these cars, and I'm gonna go across here. Boy, do I hate that intersection. Years ago, I used to go to school up there at West Allegheny. We'd go down this way, right across there, that Enlow old route, whatever it's called, route whatever. And we would go out that way. And then there were those roads that went over to the airport, and there were ones that went, one cut off to the right and went up to underneath the runway, and if you went straight, it went all the way out to the Moon Clinton Road, right where the people would park and watch the planes come in. I used to go out there all the time when I was in high school, and then afterwards too. Then at one point, I don't know, in the 80s I think, is when they closed. See, it says no outlet there. They closed that off. I used to love that road. Like, we used to go out to Beaver Valley Mall all the time. So you'd go out that road, got till it gets to the end, till Moon Clinton, or whatever that is. That Moon Clinton? No, it's not Moon Clinton. Clinton something road. And then it went over to the expressway. That's not Moon Clinton, that's I don't know the name of it. It's the one that goes, it's still there. It goes from into the center of Clinton. And it comes out here at the expressway. But that Enlow road went to the end of the Enlow road, hooked up with that one. Clinton Road, whatever. It's funny, I always think I'm going to see somebody I know out here. Because I used to go to the high school up there, West Allegheny. Some of these people, like those older ladies there, they look familiar to me. Everybody my age is old. Heard some kind of a noise coming from there. I tell you, man, with this social media, you can see all of that violence, and there's just, I mean, you seeing someone dying right there on camera. It really takes its toll watching that. It's like I was curious to see, but then after I saw it, I'm like, you never forget seeing that. So part of me wants to keep doing these walks during the winter months, but you know, when it's not snowing or raining and stuff. But the problem is, I've done that before, and I have to wear like a coat. Then I get all sweaty, and my body is soaked underneath that coat. And especially then if you wear a hat, you're just soaked from head to toe. You try to take that off, you'll get sick with the cool air. I'm the type of person that sweats a lot. And it's really not that much fun when your whole body is soaked underneath that coat. And when you get back to the car and you take that off, you're like, holy crap, I am soaking wet, like I dipped myself in water. Like I dunked into a pool. So, consequently, when the temperature gets down, let's just say when it gets, say, less than 65 degrees Fahrenheit, I don't usually like to go walking on trails. There's some kind of a little animal over here. What is that? It's like a, I don't know what that was. So when I got this new vehicle, right, and it's red, I bought a new keychain. Protect the key fob, and it's red. But now I'm going to have an orange phone, so it's going to like throw that out the window. You know, in that Blazer, I was using that one key fob from day one for 6 years. And I guess because like I would maybe dig my thumbnail into it, pressing the buttons. Over the course of that time, well, actually it was in the 6th year, probably right at 6 years exactly, the whole front face came off of that. Now, everything still worked, but I don't know, it just didn't look good. So then I started using the second key fob. So I thought, well, let me go ahead and get one of these things that protects the face of that. So I did. I think the Montour Trail Council should put some money into the actual trailheads too, like paving them. So what usually happens at this time of year, it starts getting cooler. And usually when it gets into October, like 1st of October, it starts getting a little bit too cool to walk. But then there's like usually a warm up, and you'll have like peaks and valleys. One week it'll be real nice and warm in the 70s or higher. And then another week it'll be really too cold to walk. It'll be like in the upper 50s. Then November, it gets worse and worse. But when you think about it, I was walking in November 5th. It was like 80 degrees. And then I walked again in March 4th or 5th. This is only like 4 months later. And it was in the 60s. So I really didn't have to wait too long. But boy, those winter months, that's depressing. You want so bad to go out on the trail. Your order has been updated. Just getting all these damn notifications on my watch. Now it makes me curious. I want to go look them up. What's it all about? Yeah, I screwed that up. Hang on a second. I gotta fix this. Gotta always put this picture back. Now these are notifications I don't really give a crap about. Macy's. Macy's. No thanks. When I need something, I go get it. But I don't just get these messages like, oh, I'm going to go get something now, because I got the message. Amazon's the same way. There's a blazer down there. That hot red color. It's an RS down there. Hot red. That's the first color they showed in 2019 when they had that debut like in San Diego somewhere, or maybe it was Las Vegas. They showed off an RS and a Premier. And that's when I fell in love with it. But I didn't get the hot red. I got the darker red. Alright, so here we are. We're back at the activity center in Imperial, Pennsylvania. Now I'm going to clean these shoes off a little bit. Well, they are dusty. Wish there was a way to clean these off good. There's that train. Let's try to wipe these off in some grass over here a little bit. It's not going to be easy to get this stuff off my feet. Alright, so there's the new vehicle. While we're here, go ahead and take some alternate shots of this. We are approaching the vehicle. Yeah. So from the side, as we know, it looks very similar to the Blazer. Then, from the front, it's totally different. The nose. The nose. And then, there's a nice shot right there. Alright. Boom. Boy, it's dirty now. Put this camera off. Well, okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.